Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast, and thank you for those of you who joined us on the stream last night. We were hosting Patrick and Emery from Jackal Labs, and you know what? It was a great stream, good information. They're going to be launching in approximately 5 days. You're going to find them right out here in the Cosmos. Got any questions or concerns? Videos available, and I think they covered. I think they covered everything. So I've been going kind of hard at it this week, and I thought, it's Friday, and considering that here at the Podocasts, we are all about the funny. We are funny people. Funny. I thought let's go revisit somebody Cosmos chain that makes it really easy to laugh. So we're gonna be talking about Sifchain just because I haven't revisited them in a while. Webster, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get this joke out. Webster's dictionary defines dumpster fire as sea Sifchain. So let's just go ahead and explore it together. It's a hell of a lot easier to show you than it is to wildly speculate. And honestly, man, if you want to see some absolute horror show, go to their Discord and just watch some of the statements that the admins put in, man. It is... It's glorious. That's all I have to say about that one. So why don't we start with the price? It's usually the easiest to illustrate. So currently, this is on osmosis. One Rowan is equal to 0.003682 cents. That's what a Rowan's worth. Now, if you come up to CoinGecko says it's worth this. And interestingly, that number right there aligns with this number right over here. So it's kind of fun to maybe apply what the actual value of Rowan is versus the Rowan, the value that Sifchain says it is, because it's going to affect this number right here. This is the remaining TVL, and this is the remaining TVL that's modified. That's based on a price that there's no basis in truth to it. Now, the reason that there's no basis in truth to that right over here on Sifchain is because you cannot swap it. You cannot swap Rowan for anything. Nothing. All you can do is buy it. Now, I had a little bit of Juno left over here because, interestingly, you can still import tokens. Now, I don't know who would do that or why they would do that, but you can still import tokens onto Sifchain. You just can't do anything with them when you get them here. So, for example, if we wanted to swap 0.1 Juno for 50 Rowan, and we hit the swap and we hit the confirm and we pay the gas and we wait for it, because surely they will let you buy it, because this is a token that is designed to be bought. No, the transaction has failed. It doesn't exist. You can't even swap for Rowan now. So I do got to ask, what would you say you do here? Because your native token on your native DEX cannot be bought or sold. You know what? It's just a lot of flags are going up here, man. But let's go ahead and take it a little bit further. If the pool page will come up, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. They've only been working on this front end UI for about 2 years, and there's a lot that goes into this. All right, it's very, very difficult to build a web page. So I could understand why they're laboring so long. I'm going to try to refresh it because I want to talk about the pools here just a little bit, and I want to show you a pool that I am personally in. It's, again, a lot easier just to show you than to talk about it, but I'm not sure if this is going to come up. So what they have right now, and this was the message that was just put out, the reason that you can't buy or sell Rowan, the reason that you cannot transfer Rowan in the IBC, which, come on, it's this is Cosmos, and it's not like we're about the IBC here, but they're calling it TVL Drain Mitigation. Now, there are so many ways that I could just absolutely savage that statement, but you know what? Going to take the high road. I'm not going to. TVL Drain Mitigation. So the extraordinary events that are going on right now is all about TVL Drain Mitigation, because how dare you want your money back? You can't have it. TVL Drain Mitigation, and here we are. So the one pool that I left money in here, and this was over about 2 weeks. I put $2,000 into Rowan Osmo because I don't like to talk about uh, tokens, or I don't like to talk about projects that I'm not personally involved in. So I had put $2,000 in here approximately 2 weeks ago. Now, I did document all this, and I was sharing it with one of the Sifchain folks because I just, you know what, to me, $2,000, it's worth the funny. That's because, again, we're all about the humor here. So it's literally worth the funny to me to do this. Now, about 2 weeks ago, that number right there, that's the amount of Osmo, the actual token, the token that has real value. I was sitting right around 890-ish. So the pool was, or I'm sorry, about 850-ish. So the pool was more or less balanced at the time that I did it. Now, over the last 2 weeks, you can see that we currently have 354 Osmo left. So the funny kind of ran its course for me, and I wanted my money back. So I went ahead and removed liquidity, and I can collect this in 26 days. It is literally, you're locked into a liquidity pool longer than you're locked into staking. And with the way that this token is being manipulated, your impermanent loss here is just, it's absolutely through the roof. So they are pulling out the Osmo pair, Osmo side right there, and they're dropping, or at least they were dropping Rowan directly into my wallet so that I could liquidate it at a third of the price that they're saying that it's worth. So, like I said, guys, we're all about the funny, and to me, that is hilarious. So, 26 days from now, and I think they said they're going to release a 90-day roadmap. This is how we're going to fix it. I'm expecting that to be worth approximately zero. That is about where it should be. But that's not all. The reason that I continue to hit this one is because, believe it or not, I still have millions. I still have millions, and currently there is absolutely nothing that I can do with them. This is great. I can maybe try to move them over to AscendX, and I think that's what the narrative going on in their Discord is now, is just go ahead and liquidate them over on AscendX. We didn't do anything wrong. We turned off the IBC relayer, but there's nothing wrong. It's TVL Drain Mitigation, don't you know? So I can claim all I want. I can pull all the Rowan that I want, and I can be as token rich as anybody, but there's nothing I can do with them. So they're just going to sit there. They're just going to languish. But I still have skin in the game. I think it's okay that I can gripe, because at the rate that their TVL is falling, I'm going to be pretty much one of the major holders of this absolute clown show of a token. So I think I'm allowed to gripe a little bit. Anyway, if there was one takeaway I have from this is, or recommendation I could make to the Sifchain team. It's not like they listen, man. They do not listen. They don't listen to their DAO. They don't listen to you. They don't care. It's not their money. It's your money. And when you are making whimsical decisions with other people's money, it's very easy to make bad decisions because it really doesn't matter. I don't see any way to really save this one, man. You've given such a black eye to yourself. You have alienated effectively everyone in your community. I don't know what you do here unless you follow the carnival model of leaving town after you've pissed everybody off. So I don't know. Maybe just roll up your tents, move along to another chain somewhere where they've never heard of you. That would probably be a good step. But if you intend to stay in the cosmos, why don't you try this? All right, this is from me to you. Why don't you try to just be a DEX? Why don't you try to just be a very good DEX? Why don't you focus on one thing and do it right before you try to implement 50 other things? Because every time you guys pivot, you think you got it, we're going to fix it. TVL Drain Mitigation. That's what comes that's what comes out of this. The bridge still works. I have no idea if Peggy's coming. I don't know if Peggy 2's on its way. I want to say probably not. But why don't you just be a good DEX? Why don't you actually put in your order book? Because it literally says you have one right over here on CoinGecko. It's right over here. And why don't you do the things that you said that you were going to do, or at least try to do? put in the order book. Allow liquidity, smaller percentages because your inflation is insane. Allow investors to provide liquidity for your wrapped Ethereum tokens over here and just build an order book. Why don't you try to do that and do that well? Now, I understand it's very, very difficult, and I don't think anybody's ever going to trust you again. But right now, what do you got? What's left? Just saying. So, again, guys, we're all about the funny here. I hope you enjoyed this. Enjoyed this video, man. Questions or comments, Scott at ThePodocasts.com. I answer any and all emails. I'd like to feel important. That's all we got today, guys. So until next time, please be safe. Please be smart with your money and just stay the hell away from Sifchain. That's it, guys. Cheers.